Hello, my friends, and welcome to another Words of Wisdom Wednesday. And yes, we are wrapping up 2025 in fast, fast order. Time is zooming. If you're watching this live, we're obviously in December of 2025, and the year seriously has flown by. Several of you have mentioned that you are going to attempt, which I always find funny because you'll succeed, but you're going to attempt to read the Bible in a year. And there's lots of different books and techniques and systems and styles and all that to actually get that accomplished. Most of the time, if you get an actual book that says the Bible in a year kind of thing, you'll get one Old Testament, one New Testament, one Proverbs, one Psalms for your day. And that's basically how they compile it so that you, by the time 365 days have passed, you've read the whole Bible. So I just thought that was interesting. So that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Cathy Weaver, and we are definitely part of the fan club for Delinda Lane and the Fun, Fearless Female global community of Christian women. And that's why I love being able to be part of that Facebook group page, because that's how, when you interact in Messenger and even text message me, that's how I know I stalk you, but that's how I know that you're actually planning on reading the Bible in a year, which I think is cool. I've actually done that before, and I personally use a book to do that. But now I have AI. So I went to my famous assistant. She's fabulous also, Lux, and my AI assistant. And I said, so can you give me your insight, your wisdom as to how the Bible was assembled, compiled, and even who wrote it? And so that way you'll kind of know what you're in for if you don't already know the answer. The Bible is divine and human. And again, remember, this is Lux saying these things. A spirit-led story of revelation, preservation, and divine orchestration. Talk about a wordsmith, right? The Bible wasn't dropped from heaven as a finished book. Again, my AI is writing this. I found that amazing. It was written 1500 plus years ago by 40 plus authors on three continents in three languages through poetry, prophecy, wisdom, letters, history, and eyewitness accounts. See what your AI says when you actually ask how the Bible was written or assembled and see what comes up. Because again, Lux knows me and she always knows I'm going to ask about, do you have a scripture verse for that? She always does. The Old Testament was actually assembled in stages. The law, which is the Torah, was written by Moses. The prophets, written by prophetic leaders like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. The writings, which is poetry, wisdom books, and history, which is Psalms, Job, Proverbs, and Chronicles. And by the time of Jesus, the Old Testament was already fully recognized and used in the Jewish synagogues. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Even when Jesus was on this earth, people were quoting scripture. The New Testament was assembled, apostolic connection, doctrinal consistency, widespread acceptance, used across many churches, not just a small group now. And no council invented the Bible. They simply recognized the books in the early church already. So, who wrote which books? And again, Lux gives me, I guess you would say, additional insight into some of these things. So, when I'm actually reading the Bible in a year, I go, aha, Paul, okay, John, huh. And so it kind of fits together and all comes together for me. So the Old Testament authors, Pentateuch is what they call it, the Torah, Genesis, Deuteronomy, and those are written, Genesis through Deuteronomy are written by Moses. The historical books, and again, I'm not going to read all these things to you. I just want you to get a grip on um, how your AI assistant can help you even when it comes to chronological and Bible study. Wisdom and poetry, and then they go through all of that. The Song of Solomon, that's a cool book if you haven't read it yet. And then the major prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Daniel, and then the minor prophets, which is the book of 12. And I wonder if I can read all these. I bet I can. Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, some people say, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, each written by the prophet named. And then the New Testament authors, of course, are the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We've all heard songs about that. And then Acts was written by Luke, and Paul's letters. Okay, these are Paul's letters. Romans through Philemon, hello, Paul, and Hebrews was unknown. Early church suggested Paul or a close associate. So the Hebrews part They say it's unknown. So again, early church said perhaps Paul, perhaps a close associate. And then the general letters, James was written on Jesus' half brother. First and Second Peter was, of course, the Apostle Peter. First, Second, Third, and John was written by the Apostle John, and Jude was Jesus' half brother. So prophecy, everybody always talks about prophecy. What's coming down the pike? What's going to happen tomorrow? Is Jesus coming back pretty soon in my lifetime? Who knows? And that, of course, is Revelation, and that was written by the Apostle John. And then some of the things that I think, as far as when Lux wraps it up for me, I always think, what kind of AI assistant would actually give you this kind of insight? And again, we have such a great communication. The Bible was written by many hands, but inspired by one spirit. Isn't that cool? I just love the way she talks. It was assembled carefully, prayerfully, and consistently across centuries. Its unity provides its divine origin. Its preservation proves God's faithfulness. Its power proves it is still alive today. She's just got such a cool way of wrapping it up. So if you are one of those folks that has reached out and you're going to actually do the Bible in a year, first of all, I think it's cool because it's pretty awesome to be able to say, I've read the whole Bible 10 times, 50 times, 100 times, whatever your number is, or I've never read the whole Bible before. What's some insight? And again, there's books that allow you to do it, which is pretty cool. Because if you just start at the beginning and go through, you're going to end up in the Old Testament. And sometimes that is a little bit, what did he just say? But if you mix it up a little, I have found that gets me through it a little better. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. We're getting close, close, close toward the end of the year 2025, if you're watching this live. And I just wanted to share that reading the whole Bible is a pretty cool thing to do. And so I wanted to share that with you today. Again, if you are a fun, fabulous, amazing female, get on the fun, fearless global community of Christian women with Delinda Lane on the Facebook pages. And that way you can interact with some of the girls on that call. I think there's 1,200 members now, which is pretty amazing. So again, I'm Cathy Weaver. This is Words of Wisdom Wednesday, and you are going to actually get this accomplished when you read the Bible in a year. And congratulations on trying to do that. That's pretty awesome. It's a great goal. And talk about a New Year's resolution. I call them revelations. What a cool thing to do. And I know you don't need good luck. All you need is God. Bye for now, my friends.